told you about the first part of the game where I was NPCing as a ghost, but then I got to come back with Tawney, and Tawney is a super fun character to play. She's just really dopey and dumb and, like, has a lot of pets that she shouldn't have, and, you know, generally a pacifist wood fae weirdo, you know? Um, so I was a little bit sick going into this weekend. Like, you can probably still hear it in my voice. And that I've got coughs and sniffles and stuff. A little bit sick going into this weekend, so I definitely sat out a little more than I wanted to because I just was napping, you know. I was just napping. Um and it's funny though because even sitting out I ended up getting things from what was going on. So it would be like, okay, well, if you need me, I'm going to sleep over here and you can come and wake me up and I'll just be over here with my bag of weird alchemy and, you know, if you need my help, I'm here. But people would come up with like handfuls of stuff and be like, Tawney, I got you all this stuff from like this thing we just did. And it's like all these alchemy materials or, you know, hey, Tawney, I found this thing. And it's like a beetle egg, you know, it says on the tag, beetle egg. I found this thing. Maybe you want to keep it because I know you like having strange pets and whatever. It's like, oh yeah, beetle egg. Put that in my bag too. And I basically just, I didn't even have to participate to like have all this stuff come my way. And I think it speaks volumes to the kind of character that Tawney is, that like, she's just so helpful even when she's not there. People are thinking about how she's helpful. You know what I mean? So I got some sort of free items, you know, from people going on adventures and finding things that I might be able to use that they can't. And of course, I notified Plot when I got anything dangerous. So that beetle egg went straight on my list of like, hey Plot, just so you know, I have a beetle egg in my bag if you want to, you know, have that do anything or hatch and kill people or whatever. It's there. It's in my bag along with the deadly ooze and the a handful of maggots and the small mushroom man, you know, like all that kind of stuff. Like, I had to trade away the mushroom man. That's a little bit of a story. One of our friends' characters died, so we opened up his little lockbox, and there was a myconid, a tiny myconid, like a mushroom creature, in there. Tiny myconid. And Dracus, this like very military character, wanted to get some dangerous stuff out of Tawney's hands, and so he was like, I will trade you this myconid, this little mushroom man, for something that you have that you shouldn't have, you know? And I did the trade, and I had this little mushroom guy pet for like 20 minutes maybe. But then we had to use him to, like, help the grandfather myconid, like, the big old myconid, to, like, regenerate or something. So I had to give him away. But I had a myconid pet for, like, 20 minutes. A side note in the whole story. And yeah, I got to talk to some new people this game. There's some people who had never been to a game before, and I got to have that interaction with them where, you know, I get to introduce myself and I get to talk to them about like the world and, you know, tell them about the gods and the dragons and stuff, like just talking casually about that sort of thing, and like they can learn in game. And this new guy was also an alchemist, so you know, I got to give him the advice of like, you know, if you charge people for your potions, they're not gonna like you very much, and they'll still give you stuff if you don't charge them. But if you charge them, they feel like they're doing you a favor by getting your stuff. You know, that kind of thing. And just like having that conversation, people were like, yeah, he's charging like 8 silver for a remedy. I'm like, I give those away for free. And they're like, yeah, so nobody's gonna buy them from him. And got to introduce my philosophy of give and get in return rather than give and pay for. I swear it works better. I'm not really sure where I was going with this one, other than like a lot of this game passed in sort of a haze to me, because I would get up, have a little chat with people, talk about what's going on, not too much would happen, and then I would go back to sleep, and then
Vigorously
people might
hug
wake me up
them.
throughout the whole thing, but basically, I sort of I was a camp character. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go out on adventures this time, not very much. I stayed in camp and participated in the role play of like being in the camp, and not putting myself in undue danger or, you know, situations where I might lose all my stuff or whatever. Like people were like, "Let's go explore the tunnels," and I'm like, "That's a good way to get lost," you know. So I stayed in camp mostly this game, but there are more stories of dangerous things that happened and cool stuff that we did, that I will tell. But those will wait. Those will wait because they're like sort of the end of the game, and I'm trying to do this sort of chronologically. I know it's not super effective, but yeah, I spent a lot of time in camp just interacting with other characters this game, which was nice. It's nice. There's definitely some drama, you know. Yeah, some drama between people that I tried to mediate a little bit, but that I didn't really get involved in because, well, what's Tawney gonna do if you tell her no, you don't like her solution? She's gonna be mad at you, basically, for a bit, and then you'll like give her a snack and she'll be fine again. Like, cool.